To welcome our guest speakers.
Hello everyone. Welcome dear energetic and bright students, right? It is an joy, absolute joy to be standing here to welcome you all to a new journey which is going to start for you guys, right? I'm not a professional speaker, honestly, right? So I am just here like you, right? 24 years back, I was like you. Only the only difference is that I have 25 years of experience on top of it, of the corporate world and the real world, right? And uh, like vice chancellors have said that the change is always going to be a constant, right? So what life experience do I have is that life changes every 2 to 3 years, right? Every 2 to 3 years you'll have to be ready for a change, right? So if you go back to your journey, right, when you were very small kids, then exams started when you reached 4th standard, then your competition started with your peers, then boards came, then 10th class boards came, then 12th class boards came, and then when 12th class, you guys passed 12th class, then you started thinking of what do you need to do, right? So now, I think if I ask you a question, right, so what is difficult, right? Whether choosing a goal or achieving a goal. If those who believe choosing a goal is difficult, please raise your hands. And those who believe achieving it, honestly, rest off would be for those, right? So in my opinion, I think achieving a goal is secondary, but what is important is choosing a goal, right? Because I think you need to choose a goal where you kind of think that, yes, I need to be addressed like what, right? You want to be addressed like a Sachin Tendulkar, you want to be addressed like a MS Dhoni, or you want to be addressed like a Virat Kohli, right? So I think, in my view, achieving a goal can be done with hard work and determination, but I think the most important is how do you select a goal. I think all of you have selected a goal to achieve, right? That's why you guys are here. So maybe I'll give a brief introduction of myself. I am a chartered accountant. I have around 25 years of experience. I am from a small city, Karnal, which is in Haryana, born and brought up there. I belong to a rich family, right? My father used to live a very royal life. But suddenly my father's business went bad because of the Gulf War, etc. I'm talking of 1990s. I aspired to become an engineer, but because of financial crunch, and there were very little colleges at that point of time, so I couldn't do engineering. And then I started thinking, right, so then I changed my goal, right? So I thought of becoming a chartered accountant, not so from the very beginning, but I had to choose something. So then I started my journey because of the financial crunch. After 12th class itself, so I started my BCom. During the BCom journey, we didn't have much money, so I practically started bookkeeping. I started going to the shops. I started writing books. I used to earn, say, 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees per month, and that journey started. And then I did my BCom, and then I did my chartered accountancy, and then the new change started, what to do next, right? So in smaller cities, you don't get jobs. Then at that point of time, the NBFCs kind of went bad, and there were no jobs in market for chartered accountants. So then another challenge came, right? And then I am here after a 25-year journey. I'm now a Chief Financial Officer of MX Player, which is one of the biggest OTT platforms in India. I think most of you would know it, I think, in my view, right? So maybe if I give you a brief introduction of MX Player, It's an OTT platform where content is available for free, right? So if you see, this app was created by a Korean entrepreneur single-handedly. He was an engineer. He created this app, which was similar to VLC or any video player, where you could have played your videos which you get on the WhatsApp or say from any source. The beauty of this app was that it used to consume very less bandwidth on your phone, and it was capable of running any formats of videos, right? So there were a lot of codecs put into it. That's why it was capable of running any video formats that you used to get on your mobile phones or from any source. So then in 2018, Times Group, which is media conglomerate in India, right, they thought of acquiring this video player to convert it into a OTT platform, right? So the journey started in 2018, and we launched the OTT platform in India in February of 2019. Thereafter, I think you won't believe it, but on a non-cricketing day, in terms of users, which is the metric that we measure is daily active users and the monthly active users. This is the metric that is used in media industry. So in terms of daily active users on non-cricketing days, MX Player has been number one for last 2 to 3 years. So if you see these numbers, it has 214 million MAUs, monthly active users, and it has 109 million global OTT and the platform. There's a difference, right? So if you see, there's a global OTT daily active user is 14 million, which is around 1.4 crore people come every day on MX Player to watch something, which is kind of a very remarkable kind of a number. If I take you to this number, so you count it, this is 1 billion downloads of this app on Android Play Store, which is not achieved by anybody. It is, I think, one of the few apps which has, in India, so no app has crossed this much of downloads. So it has seen 100 crore downloads till date, though it won't be in 100 crore phones because it keeps on reinstalling, people keep on changing phones, etc., but it has seen 1 billion downloads till date. The USP of MX Player is that for last 3 years, we were not charging anything from the users, right? So we were giving content for free. You could come onto the platform, see whatever you want to watch, but there were no charges, right? And now you would ask how the platform is surviving, right? So we show you advertisements for which we charge money to the advertisers. So that is how MX Player works. But honestly speaking, this advertisement only is not enough to survive. So of late, last year and a half, a subscription was launched, which we saw a good traction wherever. So if you don't want to see ads, you need to pay. Right? So that has been the journey. So if you see, it's not just OTT platform. We have a bouquet of services that we provide. Say, for example, local player, which I told you, which is any videos you can watch. Then there's if you guys know, Share It, which was used for sharing data from one phone to another. We have that feature as well. It has MX Share Karo as a feature. Of late, we have started MX Live, which is a live offering where you can come live, and if you have followers, you can sing, you can dance, you can do anything, you can talk. This platform can be utilized for even giving classes, etc. as well. Right? So we have been trying to bring in new things as well. So as a journey, we have seen a very good traction. If you see this, on many days, MX Player has been rated along with Meta and Facebooks and Snapchats, right? So if you see this, this is after YouTube and JioCinema. For last few months, MX Player has been ranked third by the ComScore. So now, I think important for you people is to understand how we became number one, right? I think that would interest you because some of you might be from the tech background, right? So we bring in new developments, new features, right? So how does that happen? There are open source softwares available in the market. We utilize those open source softwares. We plug into our app and bring in new features. One more additional thing that I would like to tell you, we have few people team in China as well. Though people don't like China, but we have to admire them because they are ahead of us in technology. What features come in India, those come 2 to 3 years ahead in China. So we are learning from what they are doing, right? And putting those features, because if you see OTT came in China 10 years back, right? This live came into China 3-4 years back. Those technologies flow to India. One very good thing that I've seen, because I've been dealing with Chinese people, so they are very good at work, right? So they are very, very determined. You tell them what to do, they will do within the decided turnaround time, which I won't say it is offensive for us, but I think we lack some similar dedication, I think. So as you guys are coming into this education right now, and then you'll be reaching the corporate world, and then you'll be starting your career. So I think dedication needs to be there. There is no substitute for the hard work. So I think MX Player is enough, right? So for me to explain to you people. Now I think what I would like to kind of give you some, maybe you can call it gyan or whatever, right? So I'll give you some lessons or say some motivation factors which I think would be important for you. So I think if you want to achieve any goal, it is 90% a mind game. I'll give you an example. So I think many people would have gone to this Govardhan. There's a place which is Govardhan Parvat, right? There people go and do a 21-kilometer parikrama. If I talk 25 years back, I used to go with my mother, and she used to do that parikrama, but I never used to do. I used to sleep in the dharamshala room because I used to say ki mere se nahi hoga ye, right? So I never did it, but around, if I say you 21, 22 years old, one person inspired me, and then I was determined to do that. After that, I would have done around 50 parikramas till date, right? So it is, what I wanted to convey is that it is a mind game. Once you put it in your mind that you have to do it, you will do it. Otherwise, I take many of my friends and colleagues for this parikrama. Half of them, before starting the parikrama, will say ki nahi, humse nahi hoga, we don't want to try. And half of them would try, but after 5-7 kilometers, they'll say ki oh bas thak gaye, hum nahi karenge, ab bas leave it. So it has to be a mind, it is a mind game, right? So you have to put it in your mind that yes, you have to do it, then you will be able to do that. That's my guarantee, 100% guarantee. So another factor which is very important is that you have to come out of your comfort zone. So I changed this job around 5.5 years back. I was working with Fortis Hospital Group for 5.5 years. So after 5 years, I could realize that there is nothing much work left for me here. So I used to work for a couple of hours, and rest of the time I used to sit idle. So that was very good. Spend a little bit time on work, no pressure, get salary and done with. But I thought it's wastage of time. So I came out of my comfort zone and joined this MX Player, which was a startup. For first 3-4 years, I spent a lot of time because this was a startup and a lot of work was supposed to be done. So you guys have to come out of your comfort zone. Comfort zone में रहते you will spoil your life, right? So until and unless you come out of your comfort zone, you can't achieve anything. I think now if I say that another important factor is stress management. आपको कोई भी कहे कि stress नहीं होगा, आप ये करो वो करो, but I don't buy that theory. Stress will always be there. In a daily life, there will be stress. I think you need to learn how to manage stress, and you don't need to learn कि stress ना हो, stress तो होगा ही होगा. Every day you'll have to face stress, but you have to balance it. कैसे आपको stress को कम करना है, and you have to distract from the stress and concentrate on what you need to do. I think एक चीज़ आपको और ध्यान देना चाहिए कि आपको machine की तरह काम नहीं करना. We are not machines. Right? So you have to work, then you have to rest. You have to work, then you have to rest. If you work like machine, you will थोड़े दिन में you will crash and the machine will stop working. और एक चीज़ और आप ध्यान में रखिए कि परफॉर्मेंस ये नहीं हो सकता कि हम मशीन की तरह एवरी डे भी परफॉर्म सिमिलरली. एक दिन आप अच्छा परफॉर्म करेंगे, नेक्स्ट डे आपको नहीं उतना अच्छा परफॉर्म कर पाएंगे, थर्ड डे फिर आपको यू हैव टू गेट अप, यू हैव टू परफॉर्म अगेन, यू हैव टू अगेन बी एनर्जेटिक. सो परफॉर्मेंस विल vary, right? The graph will vary like this. किसी दिन अच्छा, किसी दिन बुरा, किसी दिन. But you guys have to take that in your stride. एक बीच में से एक थोड़ा सा funnier kind of a maybe आप I also remember I used to be in such kind of orientations. तो हमें ये लगता था कि कब खत्म होगा यार, finish होगा तभी फिर. So we are getting bored, right? So एक मेरे जैसे बंदे को इस तरह से बुलाया गया, तो बोला कि आप ऐसी कुछ स्पीच दीजिए. तो बट द ऑर्गेनाइजर सेड कि आपको स्पीच संस्कृत में देना है. तो भाई बोला कि यार संस्कृत में देना है तो मुझे तो अच्छे से आती नहीं है. तो देन उस बंदे ने सब आप जैसे लोगों से पूछा कि आपको संस्कृत आती है, तो मोस्ट ऑफ देम सेड नहीं आती. कहता अब ठीक है, अब जो मैं बोलूँगा सब सुनेंगे, क्योंकि किसी को आती ही नहीं है संस्कृत, तो जो मैं बोलता जाऊँगा तो सब. So another thing how to kind of come out of stress is that आपको ये सोचना पड़ेगा कि अगर कुछ भी लाइफ में हो रहा है, can you control it, right? So if you can control it, then you don't need to worry about it. और अगर आप नहीं कंट्रोल कर सकते, then also you don't need to worry about, because आपके कंट्रोल में वो चीज़ें हैं ही नहीं हैं. तो I think perseverance is most important. और एक चीज़ और आपको, you have to dream, and you have to dream oftenly. If you don't dream oftenly, then your aspirations will die. So dream करिए, रोज़ नई चीज़ सीखने का intention रखिए. Then only I think you will progress in your life. I think एक और चीज़ important है. I think हम जब भी कॉलेजेस में आते हैं तो देन उसमें ये होता है कि टेक्स्ट बुक्स पढ़ना है, सिलेबस कंप्लीट करना है. आई थिंक दैट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट, बट आई थिंक यू हैव टू कम आउट ऑफ योर टेक्स्ट बुक्स एज वेल. यू नीड टू get involved in the extracurricular activities, sports, right? Join clubs, participate in events, right? So do some sort of a social service to the extent possible. दो अभी ये आपको थोड़े टाइम में समझ आएगा, बट येस, I think these are very important. Extracurricular activities kind of bring in character from yourself, right? So you develop a character if you get involved in extracurricular activities. जैसे मैंने आपको बोला कि हम लोग मशीन्स नहीं हैं, आप काफ़ी दिनों पे you'll feel overwhelmed, right? So that अब बस I think every student at some point of time will think of quitting कि बस यार अब नहीं हो रहा, छोड़ो, ख़त्म करो, पढ़ाई नहीं होगा या आगे क्या होगा. So you have to come back, you have to think big. That is how you will reach the goal that you want to achieve, the goal that you have in mind. अगर और बोलें तो on achieving a goal, like I said, create a goal for yourself, list actions that will help you achieve those tasks and take an action consciously each day. So for achieving a goal, आपको हर दिन को जो भी आपने डिसाइड करा है उसको करना पड़ेगा. प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन से आपको कुछ नहीं होगा. अगर आप बोलोगे कि चलो आज का काम कल करेंगे, then that is a very big stress factor that will keep on multiplying in your mind. You have to, on a daily basis, have to practice that you have to do what you have decided. अब अगर एक तरफ और चलें, जैसे कि चेंज की बात करी, तो अभी मैं आज रास्ते में I was reading an article which says that this chat GPTs and generative AIs will have a very big impact on the jobs in coming times. So like if you had heard Nostradamus, he used to predict कि आगे टाइम में क्या होगा, उसने वर्ल्ड वॉर प्रेडिक्ट करा था, काफ़ी चीज़ें और प्रेडिक्ट करी थी. उसी तरह से आई थिंक इफ़ यू सी बिल गेट्स, ही हैज़ ऑल्सो बीन प्रेडिक्टिंग सर्टन थिंग्स. सो बिल गेट्स ने प्रेडिक्ट करा था कि कंप्यूटर्स विल कम, कंप्यूटर्स, एवरीथिंग विल हैपन थ्रू कंप्यूटर्स. देन उसने बिल गेट्स ने प्रेडिक्ट करा कि phone you will do everything with your phone. Now the next big, then he predicted that for 1 year he will not travel anywhere, and that COVID time came and he didn't travel anywhere. So now he's predicted the next big thing. He said that this AI, artificial intelligence, and the chat GPTs, generative AIs will have a very big impact on jobs. So you don't need to worry, right? So I'm not here to scare you, but you will have to adapt and embrace. You will have to be ready for the change. आपको वो सब चीज़ें देखनी पड़ेंगी कि कहाँ कहाँ पे changes हो रहा है, and उसी हिसाब से आपको then you'll have to adapt, right? So for example, if I talk of technology people, right? So who do BTech or engineering, I've seen many people जिन्होंने बीटेक किया आर्किटेक्चर में या सिविल में इंजीनियरिंग किया, बट दे आर राइट नाउ डूइंग द कोडिंग वर्क एज वेल, राइट? सो दे आर इनटू टेक्नोलॉजी, दे हैव जॉइंड टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनीज. तो आई थिंक आपको डे टू डे बेसिस पे यूल हैव टू असेस, राइट? और एक और चीज़ मैं कहना चाहूँगा कि आजकल जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल दिस सोशल मीडिया हैज़ बिकम अ न्यू नॉर्मल, और जो प्लेजर्स विच आर कमिंग इनटू आवर डे टू डे लाइफ, क्यों आ रहे हैं वो प्लेजर्स, राइट? सो अभी मैं किसी से बात कर रहा था तो अभी वो बोल रहे थे कि अब सबको एयर कंडीशन एनवायरनमेंट चाहिए, सबको रूम्स एयर कंडीशन चाहिए, सबको नई फैसिलिटीज़ चाहिए. तो व्हाई इज़ इट हैपनिंग सो, राइट? मेरे टाइम पे तो सिर्फ एक मंडल कमीशन हुआ था, उस टाइम पे हमारे एग्ज़ाम्स डिले हुए थे, एंड देन हमारे एग्ज़ाम्स हुए थे जून के मंथ में, बीकॉम सेकेंड ईयर और फर्स्ट ईयर के, इफ आई रिमेंबर करेक्टली. तो जून में द टेम्परेचर यूज्ड टू बी अराउंड 48-49 डिग्रीज, और सिर्फ हमारे ऊपर पंखा चलते थे 2 या 3 पूरे क्लासरूम में, बड़ा क्लासरूम होता था. वी यूज्ड टू गिव एग्ज़ाम्स इन दैट एनवायरनमेंट एज वेल. तो अभी क्या हो रहा है कि जिस तरह से हमारे पास डिस्क्रिशनरी इनकम बढ़ती जा रही है पेरेंट्स के पास, और डिस्क्रिशनरी टाइम बढ़ता जा रहा है हमारे पास, तो वी आर लुकिंग फॉर प्लेजर्स विच ऑनेस्टली not sure whether we need them or not. तो आपको उन प्लेजर्स को यूज़ करने से पहले यू हैव टू सी कि उसमें रिस्क क्या हैं. सो अभी अगर आपने सुना हो जो टाइटन अभी गया था जो उसको टाइटैनिक को रिसर्च करने के लिए विच क्रैश्ड विद इन फ्यू डेज, राइट. सो दे सेड कि दिस इज मोर सेफर देन इवन अ एयरक्राफ्ट और एनीथिंग. इसको कुछ नहीं हो सकता. बट फ्यू पीपल टुक रिस्क, took part in it, right, and they died. So what I'm trying to say over here is आपको assess करना है कि इस pleasure को लेने से मेरा risk क्या है, right. Say for example आप लोग colleges में हो, pleasures एक और तरीके से भी आते हैं. आपके peers जो हैं आपको बोलेंगे कि चल ना ये करते हैं, ठीक है. I think you would understand what I'm trying to say, right? So it could be having alcohol, it could be having other pleasures, it could be bunking classes, etc., etc., right? So I think everyone would do and everyone would have done it also in past. But I think आपको ये देखना है कि इसमें रिस्क कितने हैं और मैं कितना रिस्क लेने की कैपेबिलिटी रखता हूँ. तो रिस्क, assessing risk and taking a risk according to your acumen is very important. I think that is what I had to tell you, that is what I had to guide you. On the technology side, MX Player has a team of more than 100, 150 plus engineers. We have MBAs who do analytical work, data mining, data analytics, right? So there are a lot of opportunities available at MX. Hopefully MX survives this funding winter which is going on. We are not able to get funding right now, but hopefully we will get because of this Ukraine war. There has been a funding winter which is going on. Most startups are feeling the brunt of not getting money from the investors. Hopefully we will survive, we will thrive, we'll become number one, we'll have sports, and hopefully the engineering or the BTech aspirants who are here will be able to give them some opportunities, maybe internship or maybe jobs, etc. going forward, and the management consultants as well. So that is what I had to say. If you have any questions, anything to ask, I am available to tell you anything, so let me know. Hope you enjoyed, hope you found it meaningful. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Great session, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Sir, I have one question. So, what is the role of biomedical engineer in the field of NFs there? If I want to ask. Like in the biomedical engineering, there are many points of view, like in AI also in mechatronics. Nowadays, sir, आजकल बहुत कोई AI and mechatronics ले रहे हैं.
I think honestly, is it working? I think honestly, there are a lot of machine learning and artificial intelligence through which we kind of study the user behavior, right? So what kind of things people want to watch, उसको हम उसी हिसाब से वही कुछ दिखाएंगे, right? So if you see, अगर आप ऐप पर जाएंगे अभी, तो उस पर ये नहीं है कि सिर्फ वही जो कंटेंट आपको दिख रहा है वही है. कंटेंट तो बहुत कुछ पड़ा हुआ है, बट जब आप आओगे, अगर आपके मनपसंद का कंटेंट मिलेगा तभी आप देखोगे, अदरवाइज यू विल within 10-15 seconds you will get out of it, right? So reading the user behavior and showing the content according to the user behavior is what I can honestly see, and the other part is the analytical part, right? Say there are tools these days, I would name them AppsFlyer and Clever Taps. They reside in our app in the form of a APK or the SDKs, and they study what are you doing other than watching MX Player, right? So they are capable of seeing कि आप हॉटस्टार पे जाते हो, आप कौन सा कंटेंट देखते हो, आप किस तरह का म्यूज़िक देखते हो, और उससे हम मशीन लर्निंग एंड आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के थ्रू आपको गोइंग फॉरवर्ड उसी तरह का कंटेंट दिखाएंगे. आपको उसी तरह का नोटिफिकेशंस भेजेंगे कि अच्छा इस तरह का नया कंटेंट आया है, आपको रीइग्नाइट करेंगे कि वापस आप देखने के लिए आइए।
थैंक यू सो मच सर। एंड वन मोर लास्ट क्वेश्चन।
या
सर मैं बस ये पूछना चाहूँगी कि सर जैसे कि न्यूरल नेटवर्क होता है, न्यूरल नेटवर्क एंड फजी लॉजिक, तो सर इट इज़ नेसेसरी कि न्यूरल नेटवर्क स्टडी करने के पहले मतलब एक पर्टिकुलर स्टूडेंट को मतलब एआई लर्निंग, डीप लर्निंग एंड मशीन लर्निंग पढ़ना पड़े, क्योंकि सर जब तक वो कॉन्सेप्ट ही क्लियर नहीं होगा तब तक वो न्यूरल नेटवर्क तो पढ़ नहीं सकता, फिर वो मतलब वो मशीन लर्निंग में कैसे प्रोसीड करेगा? क्योंकि मैंने काफ़ी सारी जगह देखा है सर कि मतलब काफ़ी सारे करिकुलम में कि सर वहाँ पे वो लोग न्यूरल नेटवर्क डायरेक्टली स्टार्ट कर देते हैं, जब तक उनका कंप्यूटर विजन, मशीन लर्निंग वो सब एपॉक्सी क्लियर नहीं होगा तो वो सर कैसे करेंगे?
सो देखो, ऑनेस्टली मैं टेक का तो नहीं हूँ, मतलब आई एम फ्रॉम फाइनेंस बैकग्राउंड, बट आई थिंक माई व्यू इज इफ यू वांट टू डू समथिंग यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी clear on what you are reading, right? So you have to go into the fundamental, you have to dive deep into it, then only you will be able to understand. I think isme to I think the teachers will have to guide that what we need to do, right? So if in the bits and pieces you have to understand the other concepts, then only you will have to do. I think that the lot of role, a big role, professors will have to play a very big role over here in guiding people on what to do here.
Thank you so much, sir, for clarifying my doubts.
Anybody ready to ask a question? You can always pass on the mic. Any student?
Any student to ask any sort of queries?
He has a query. Easy on go.
Working.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I'm from energy microbiology, and I have a doubt regarding your feedback systems. Like, how will they work on your NX level?
The feedback systems, meaning that just can you explain a little bit what exactly you are asking?
So, like, the user just logins into this NX layer, and he or she faces some kind of problems or issues with this. And do you have any feedback systems? And
Yeah. We have a very big customer care team, right? There are two ways of doing it. In an app also there's a help center, and if you don't find it helpful, then you can go on a Play Store and write a comment where we will reply as quickly as possible.
Sir, and I have another question.
Yeah.
How do you do with how do you deal with the local tie-up things? You were telling about the China, no?
Yeah.
You have tie-up with the local people there, and you can do them make work for you.
So we have employed them, right? So they are our employees. We have set up a company in China, which is subsidiary, and we have an office also there, and that's how they work for us. And I think honestly, these days there are a lot of freelancers also who are ready to help us on a consultancy basis, even on a temporary basis. It's not important that we need to hire them permanently. So that is also a possibility.
Another question.
Yeah.
The last one. Like when you started first in India, being a Korean company, what are the challenges you faced?
Yes, the biggest challenge was to set up a business in India, right? So, and honestly, when in case of Korea, the biggest barrier is language, and in China as well, right? They don't understand, so they won't like to come on a call. They are very happy to send messages or write emails because they convert their Chinese language into English through their softwares, but they are not very happy to come on a call because they are not very good in spoken English. So that is one of the biggest challenges, to kind of get work done by them. So in the beginning years, it was very difficult because there was no trust amongst us and them. So once we develop that kind of a trust, now they have become friendly and now they do whatever we tell them, because now it's a two-way communication. Earlier we were only giving them instructions, so they were feeling that, oh, why do we take instructions from Indian people? So that is the kind of ego that comes into picture. So you have to be friendly in getting work done.
Opportunity to do a movie shoot up over here at NIMS University, because we are having a very energetic youth over here and we have each and every content over here at the NIMS University. So would you give a chance to us?
I would definitely talk, and we can do something. Yes, we will surely do something.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
My name is Shreyas. Sir, I want to ask that does MX Player steals data of personal users or certified users or leak data of users?
पहले तो आपके लिए ताली की वजह इतनी है बता स्पेशल गाया. So no, we don't use personal information of anybody, right? It resides with us, right? But we don't share the personal information with anybody, right? We don't share personal information with Google or anybody else to kind of show you advertisements, right? So for example, we study the user behavior. It resides with us. We don't pass on, say for example, you are on our platform, right? We will have saved your information if you have created your user. Otherwise, we don't have anything of your personal PII. So now, if you have created a user, and now the other apps which I told you, CleverTap and Apps Flyer, if they are telling us that yes, your user behavior is this, then when we want to kind of send something to you to watch the similar content which you were seeing, so we don't give your name, we give your advertisement ID or a user ID which Google already has. हम लोग उसको कोई सेव नहीं करते, हम सेव करते हैं बट उसको यूज नहीं करते, हम किसी को पास ऑन नहीं करते.
Thank you. Sir, I have one more question. Sir, as you said, you are a CA. Can you please guide me, as my exams are upcoming exams are in December? I am also doing CA, sir.
You are also doing CA?
Yes, sir.
Oh wow. Then how come you are here? You are doing some other course as well?
Yes, sir. BBA.
BBA as well. Okay. You want to? So I think November में exams होंगे आपके.
December, sir.
Are you doing foundation?
हाँ.
Okay. So what guidance do you want? So I think honestly, 1 महीने के करीब. I think the most stuff is dependent upon your 12th examination.
Yes.
Right. So 1 महीना या 15 दिन बैठकर, I think you'll have to study with lot of concentration. उसमें कुछ shortcuts नहीं है CA exams.
Yes, sir.
Right. So आपको अच्छे से you'll have to dive deep into it. जो आपको पढ़ना है वो अच्छे से पढ़ना है, ऊपर से नहीं पढ़ना उसको. और last month or so you should concentrate on your examination. chartered. एक मंत्रा है चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी के एग्जाम्स का, आपको डीप डाइव करना और कॉन्सेंट्रेट करके पढ़ना है, ऊपर से पढ़ने से कुछ नहीं होगा.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.